do something like that. If you go back, you're not going to moving up a little bit now, look at Dorothy, built by Dorothy, Texas. Fairly neat family here. Famous track engine maker and manufacturer. Again, beautifully turned out, owned by the Johnson family. Anybody on there going to talk to me about it? No? Probably not. Again, you going to talk to me? No. Don't worry about it. Absolutely beautifully turned out. So this time there's a little task with a single cylinder. This is a compound, so we've got two cylinders. We use the steam in the high pressure cylinder first, then it gets taken out the second time in the low pressure cylinder. This time we've got a tractor and a bit of road work. We've got the belly tank on there to set the range a little bit. And will be used for general hauling, will be used for logging work, will be used for furniture removal. Say before pictures were sort of invented, you would get one of these guys to go to the house with a powering an agricultural engine, Magnus, again built by Dorals in Texas. This time a bit bigger engine, and this engine would be used in agriculture and its general purpose. It will be used for thrashing, it will be used for wood storage. We'll actually have an engine on the ramp bench today. Will be used for that. And if you look at the behind the rear, behind the wheel, you'll see the wire. The original ones. This is a lovely model owned by the Atkinson family, and is a model of a colonial engine, so that we actually exported an awful lot of these vehicles across our Commonwealth, and we're actually still repatriating engines. A lot of foreign engines went to Mozambique, and a lot of the general purpose engines ended up in the southern hemisphere, Australia, New Zealand and such like. Moving now, it's not really fair to call these saddles, they're more miniatures, aren't they? Because again, this is a raw steam engine, isn't it? What can you tell us about it? Quite a powerful little machine though. We'll talk probably 3 tons. Coming down the scale a little bit. Maybe around the ring here. Beautifully turned out little miniature. So what have we got here? A 2-inch scale. And that's got all the riggers and big boys actually. So again, more inspectable every year. Look at our hydraulic test, make sure there's no leak, and all being well we get the insurance. And have you built this? Any aspirations for full size for an engine? I'd love one, but I know what you do. Beautifully turned out, and again, it weighs about half a ton, probably pull 3 or 4 tons. So, and with that beautiful trailer, timber trailer behind it, a real glimpse of haulage of the past. Steamroller next. I suppose this is what everybody thinks when they say a steam engine, they all say steamroller. Built by Heskin Porter in Rochester in Kent, hence the prancing horse on the front of the Kent sign Latin underneath the Victor. This is a, I've got to do it wrong again, 10-ton roller. Anybody going to talk to me on there today? Can do if you want. Really, the steamrollers were the last working steam engines in this country, weren't they?
Oh yeah, very good.
So, what's a little bit about this one's history?
I think this one first got to Europe in Devon. We just put it on fire up to the final edition. Things on the day.
I mean, that is one of the problems with these, isn't it? That the boilers do wear out and the fireboxes wear out, and when the boilerman says that's condemned, then it's big pennies, isn't it?
Yeah, you know it's the first of it. Never little bit, but she's right there.
And I take it the lights in there, you want to grow up, when I grow up I'm going to be a chauvin's engine. And not very fast down the road, are they?
Oh, she'll only do for an hour an hour or so.
Yeah, and quite noisy on there as well. Yeah, absolutely. That's a 10-ton roll, new to Devon County Council. 100 years old this year, Evening Star. And these, as we said, these vehicles were the last in service, if you like, because the county councils would keep hold of them. And when the M1 was built in Bedfordshire, steamrollers actually rolled part of the M1, and they reckon there is one or two still under there. That's the only important. Moving on to a very nice little tractor. This is a steam tractor built by William Foster and Company of Lincoln. You can always sort of judge the age of a Foster traction engine because William Foster were involved with the very first World War I tanks. And if after the First World War, after the First World War, the badge on the front would actually have a little relief model of the World War I tank. So it gives you a little bit of an idea of the age of it. This one I take it is pre that, built at the Wellington, this is the Wellington tractor built in Lincoln. Again, a showman specification, this one. So you know it's got the full length hood on it, it's got the twisted brass, and on the front it's got the big dynamo. Now the three things that a showman's engine would do: it would haul the loads from fair to fair, so the speedway arc that we've got up there would pack down onto its trailers, the owner's living wagon, and it would set off as a road tray. When it got onto the fairground, it would help build the ride up, and then when the ride was built up and the fairground was open, it would generate electricity. Now what we've got to remember, in the 1900s and 1910s, 1920s, not many people had actually got electricity in their own houses. So when the showman came, the clue's in the name, the showman, they were very keen to use modern technology. So they would put the belt on the dynamo, the lights round the roof, and as you see that, the big chimney on the top strapped to the roof, that's the extension chimney, and the idea would be to take the smoke and the fumes away from the fairground. The twisted brass and such like on there, just as a showman. You're not last in today. What's going on here? What can you tell us about this one, young man? You're the unsprung hero.
It's a 1912 Heskin Porter 12-ton steamroller, steered today by my daughter Emma.
Do you enjoy that? It's hard work steering one of these, isn't it? No. Oh, well, in that case then.
20 miles is the worst, I think.
So again, not the most practical thing on the road.
No, really. You really feel like you've travelled when you've been a while on one of these things, yeah.
It's steel roll on tarmac road.
And as the roller travels forwards or backwards, because it's reversible, by winding the handle, you wind the spikes, if you like, into the road, you break the road surface up prior to repair.
I mean, this is in the days before tarmac roads, of course. This is a waterbound type of road.
Exactly, yeah. This is designed for waterbound roads or tar and chipping, because as you rather say, it's not got quick reversing action as tarmac.
Absolutely, and if you had either a Roby or something like that there, the problem with these rollers was big roll on the front, roller on the back. When you stopped on the tarmac, it actually made a dent where it stopped. So some of the later ones didn't have a flywheel and were quick reverse. You'd probably call at the pub on the way, and then move to the next day, the next week's work, park the roller van up, put the padlock on, jump on his bike, ride home for the weekend, and that's how the steamrollerman's life was on the road. I can remember 1967, 1968, I lived up near Kirby Stephen, and Westland County Council still had a steamroller being used, and I can remember it rolling in the road. Hang on a minute. Sorry Jack, this is a single cylinder, but it's internal combustion, not external. So we're going to line these guys up in the middle, and if anybody would like to come in and take a photograph of them, please just make yourself come into the arena. We're not going to move them for a minute or two, but it is actually worth coming in to see the lineup we've got here this afternoon. And we can see why it took 6 hours to get to Preston. And I've actually done half a day on a roller, moving it from location to location, and it is hard, noisy work. I also spent 3 or 4 hours on a big show with road locomotive, which was absolutely frightening because it was doing about 22 miles an hour, and all you could see was the front wheel and the curve. Obviously, most of these machines we have. Tradition dictates that you give us a demonstration of your audible warning devices. They're all frightened to start.